Welcome to St Francis of Assisi Catholic College. My name's Luke Selkeld. I'm the head teacher here at St Francis of Assisi, and I very much thank you for taking the time to watch this video, which links to our open evening and then our open mornings as well. I very much know that parents and carers will often want to have a head teacher's speech on open evening, but we do things a little bit differently here at St Francis in lots of different aspects, and we've been really blessed over the last few years to take a look at every aspect of school life and see how we can improve. So doing the video for open evening is one of our improvements that we've done for the last few years. If we do an open evening speech, what it means is that you as parents and carers will definitely be crammed into a hall for 40-45 minutes listening to me talk. And actually what that does is retract and take away from you being able to spend more and more time walking around the schools, being in amongst our fabulous students and my amazing staff as well. So what we've done is have a look at what the alternative is with the technology that we've got, and to be able to share this video with you so that actually you can watch it in the comfort of your own home. You can listen to it when you're walking the dog, for example, or out and about. You can even listen to it in the car, which means then you're not restricted to just the parameters that we set around the timings of the open evening speeches if we were to do one in person. What it allows you to do is rewind the video, fast forward bits if you so desire, which also means then that you can go really hone in on the key bits that you think are really relevant to you. And also we can make this video accessible, so it's out there, it's very open for everyone to see, but you'll notice we've got subtitles as well. All of those things we think are lost actually if we do an open evening speech where you all really are crammed into the hall, and then there's bottlenecks when you're walking around the school. I promise everything I tell you will be absolutely true about the school, but I really want you to see it. I want you to see our school in action, not just on the open evening, on the open mornings as well, because it is it's a fabulous school. The staff and students here are absolutely wonderful. So please go and see that. Don't put too much weight on just what I say. Please come and see us in action. So with all that said, let's begin. Our motto is nil satis optimum, and you see it all around school when you come around, because what it translates as is only the best is good enough. And that is the starting point that we base all of our work on. Okay? Whether it's our faith, it's our culture, it's our learning, it's the support that we put in place around school, only the best is good enough. Now I think that's an unbelievable benchmark to have, and it drives us. It means that we're always moving forward and we're always refining to make things better. So every interaction around the school, from the moment the gates open in the morning to the moment that young people leave, all the staff leave of an evening, we are always aiming for only the best is good enough in every interaction. Conversations in the corridor, standards around uniform, punctuality, attendance, conversations that take place, conversations with parents, only the best is good enough in all aspects. We're a highly ambitious school, but we also are pretty refined and focus on key things. So we don't have improvement plans that are pages and pages long with 40 things that we need to improve. What we've honed down to are the faith of the school, the culture of the school, and the learning that takes place. Now there's loads and loads of work that goes on beyond all of those, but they're the three areas I'd like to talk to you about and tell you about, and how they impact St Francis of Assisi and the 1,200 students that we've got here. So as a Catholic school, okay, we are a overt and proud Catholic school. That doesn't mean that all of our students or all of our staff are Catholic here, but everyone buys into the faith and the ethos of how we do things here at St Francis. When you come around the school, you'll see that it's very clearly a Catholic school, whether it's the flags that are outside when you come in through the reception area, whether it's the crosses in all of the rooms, whether it's the most beautiful chapel that we've got at the centre of the school. We are very clearly a Catholic school, but any Catholic school can do those things. Any Catholic school could renovate its chapel. We think being a Catholic school, a great Catholic school and an excellent Catholic school, is a bit more than that. It's about what we do that makes us an excellent Catholic school. We have Jesus, who is a teacher, so that gives us that proud onus to say that teaching is an important profession. But then again, I go to all the interactions that we have with one another. They should be faith-filled. They should be where we show how we are as people of faith. So in every interaction, we should always be treating others how we want to be treated. Whenever a teacher is delivering a lesson, would that be good enough for their own children? That golden message, the golden rule, that message of the gospel, to treat others how you want to be treated. That's who we are as a faith school. We have mass, we have prayer, we have sacred spaces, and we do lots and lots to develop all the young people's faith. But every interaction should be faith-filled. Everything that we do should be based on the teachings of Christ, so that we are all getting closer to the Lord. We're very, very proud of our Catholic ethos, our Catholic background, and how we bring about a brilliant Catholic life. The second part of the school really is what we call the culture, and it is only based on our faith. Same again, faith first, then follows the culture. And our culture really are 6 things that we expect everyone here, staff and students, to attend, to be punctual, to wear their uniform really well, or their workplace uniform really, really well, behaviour, excellent manners, and that we reward really, really well. So that's our culture of St Francis, and I'm sort of convinced that if any organisation in any sector focused on those 6 things, they'd be better for it. And when we've got 1,200 people here every single day, we think those 6 sort of pillars of culture are really important. And we make sure they're important, they're of a high priority. Attendance is absolutely key for a young person's development. It's important for their safeguarding. We all know where they are then for the 6.5, 7 hours a day when they're at school. When they're with us, we expect young people to be punctual. That's a really good habit for life. We just expect young people to develop with us really good social norms of being polite, of being well behaved, to be rewarded then for those behaviours and those ways of being as well. We always say why, actually. We always say, why is it important to attend? Why is it important to be punctual? Why is it important to wear the uniform well? And we've got this beautiful new uniform as of this September. One of the reasons we talk about the uniform is because it's an amazing equaliser. We don't want people to feel disadvantaged because they haven't got the newest pair of trainers. So we have a uniform that we uphold because everyone wears shoes, everyone looks the same because it's an equaliser, which then means everyone can always continue to focus on their learning. But all the young people here are going to go to work at some point. They're going to go for interviews at some point. If they don't attend the interview, they probably don't get the job. If they're late for the interview, it probably goes against them. If they don't wear what they've been asked to wear for the interview or for their job, especially if it's around health and safety, then that becomes a barrier to being in that job for a long time. We also know that it's so much better to follow a code of conduct in the workplace because you're disadvantaged if you don't. Well, that's what behaviour is. And it's the same around manners. Okay? Having good manners, we've all grown up with, they cost nothing. But I worry sometimes that in society more widely, manners are eroding. But not at St Francis. The students and the staff here are desperately polite to each other all the time. Because why wouldn't we be? It costs nothing, and it makes for a lovely culture when there's lots of morning miss, morning sir, how are you, how was your weekend? That's lovely. But when you hear that thousands and thousands of times a day, what that does is create a very uplifting culture for everyone. But young people should bring that into their workplace as well. That when they're getting on our buses or they're going into the town centre to get a coffee or a Greggs or whatever it might be, it's great for them to be polite as well. And what's wonderful is the people out in and around Aldridge pick up on it. They email regularly to say, your kids, your students are amazing. They're so polite. Well, yeah, so they should be, because that's a great culture, and I think it's what we would all want for our children. And then the young people are rewarded. So we've got an amazing rewards process here and system, which was led by the Student Council, which we're getting really right now, where the young people here are rewarded for what they do so well. So that's our culture, really. Fundamentally, it's just those 6 things, but we do them amazingly well. Not just us, together. So when you do come round, when you come to the open evening, or you come and have a look around on our open mornings, please come and see that in action. It is amazing. It's amazing to see 1,200 students move so beautifully at the same time. because again, for me, it's sort of obvious in a sense. If you've got 1,200 pupils moving and it's not calm, it's the alternative, which is chaos. If you've got 1,200 students moving around and they're loud or boisterous or running and they're not being polite to one another, well, what are they being? Unruly? And none of that's safe, and nobody would want that for their young people. So we are really diligent in how we move around school, how we behave at school, because that is our culture. So we started with faith, we then talk about culture, and now we talk about the learning, because I'm convinced that if the faith and the culture are right, then the learning can absolutely happen. And we have really clear ways of learning here at St Francis. We're a knowledge-rich school, which means we prioritise students, what they know and what they can remember as well. But loads and loads of work around that then to bring all the subjects here to life. The teachers are the experts. Their job is to give the young people that knowledge so that then they can flourish. And that's what we see happening. I'm very, very proud to say, in fact I'm over the moon to be able to say, that we've got the best outcomes for GCSE and A-level in Walsall this summer. It must be working, is what I'd say from that. But we're very proud of that. The young people work really hard, the staff work really hard, parents and carers buy into it, and then we all go in the same direction. We're all on the same hymn sheet, which is just amazing to see. We're getting those outcomes as well then, which means young people can stay on to our sixth form, they can go to apprenticeships, they can go to university, because we're getting all of those things right. So the learning in many respects is quite traditional. I don't give out iPads or Chromebooks or anything like that, but what I do commit to is having an expert in the room all the time, leading your children expertly in their subject area. So that then students don't need to go to Google actually. They don't need to ask a question of Google, they can ask the expert who will always give them the answer which is most relevant for them going forward as well. So in many respects we're really simplistic about what we do. There's lots of hard work that goes into it, and there's lots of nuance of course there is in running any sort of big organisation. But we're working with developing minds as well, so we don't get everything right. I don't get everything right, the staff don't get everything right, and of course young people don't. We didn't when we were young as well. So what we do have beyond that, beyond the faith, just the culture and the learning in that straightforward way, what we've got is an amazing support structure here at St Francis. So we've got teams which look out for the welfare of young people. We've got teams that look out and are really hot on attendance. We've got a full-time counsellor in school, for example. We've got teams that look out for the disadvantaged and support them with their learning, because there have been gaps nationally with those who are disadvantaged making the progress that they should make. They make amazing progress here at St Francis because we've got all those right structures in and around it as well. So we've been gifted really, to look at every area of the school and make it better and make sure that it supports all of our students. We're always striving to improve. Just because we've got those great results doesn't mean we're not looking to get better. We're always trying to improve. So the uniform, for example, the changes to the uniform. The brown uniform was the most expensive. That's not acceptable. It was outdated in terms of the shape and the material. So with the Student Council we decided to address that. Let's make it better. I hope you'd agree the flexibility and accessibility of doing a video like this is different to other schools, but we think we can get better. The same with the reward system, which I've mentioned. The students, even today when I've met with them, they love it because they've got the choice as to how they're rewarded for what they do so well in school. So we're always striving to improve. We don't leave stones unturned. We like to kick them a little bit and then make sure that the school gets better because of it. So we're always assessing, what do we do? Does it have a positive impact? Does it make us an excellent Catholic school? That's our goal in all the decisions that we make. And we're honest about our decisions and we're rigorous about them, because then we can back them up with, as I say, the faith, the culture and the learning all going so well here at St Francis. One of the big things that we focus on is that we should all work as a team. We should all be on the same page. So it's not just about the school and the students, it's about parents and carers as well. So we want to make sure that we're on the same team, that we're working together for the same outcomes always as well. And that's a blessing, that's a beauty of a school. We are very different to primary school, and we have to be very open about that, in the sense that there isn't the sort of school gate community, because students travelling on the buses or walking from all different directions, and they're just getting that bit older. And you'll see that. but we build that in for you as parents and carers in our transition as well. We know this is a big change for you, so we don't just focus on transition for the young people, we focus on it for you as well, and we try and guide you through that experience. Again, over the years we've honed our transition, so this is a massive step for you as parents. It's a massive step for your year 6 child as well. I just want to talk a little bit about the application process. So again, that helps you with that process, which can be a little bit confusing, so we try to get it right. You have to apply for a place at secondary school to your local authority. Okay? The vast majority of that is done online now, and you have until the 31st of October to do that. Okay? So you have to do the application to your local authority. For us as a secondary school and as St Francis of Assisi, there is another form as well. It's on our website, it's here at Open Evening, called our supporting evidence form. That has to come into us at St Francis of Assisi, again by the 31st of October. So there's 2 stages to the application process. One is through the local authority, and the second, or part 2, is the supporting evidence form that has to come into the school. The reason I emphasise that is because each year we do get some people who maybe would have been in a high category and would have been admitted to St Francis, but if we don't have the supporting evidence, then we can't rank them based on what somebody says, or just saying that they're Catholic, for example. So please I just reiterate those 2 areas, the local authority and the supporting evidence form that does come in. Just drop it into our reception, please, in an envelope with yours on your child's name on it, and we can get it processed from then. But both parts have to be done by the 31st of October. Final thing really from me is again to extend that genuine and warm welcome to us, to come round and see us on the Open Evening. Okay, not spend the time listening to me, because hopefully you've done that in advance, or you can do it afterwards. Come and have a look at our school. It is a wonderful, wonderful place. Come and talk to the kids that are here. They're amazing, but so are the staff as well. And they're on the same team. So please come and talk to them. I think it's rare that you get over 150, closer to 200 volunteers on a school night to come and help out. So please come and talk to them. Come and see them, and then come and see them all open mornings, please, if you'd like. Just book in through reception. Come on as of next week, Monday to Friday, 9:30 to 12:30. Come and see it's in action. Okay, again, don't base it on my words. Please come and see what an organisation, what a school can be like when there's 1,200 people here. We don't hide anything away. You'll see our break times. You can see our transitions between lessons as well. They're beautiful. They're how they should be, actually, but they are beautiful. So please do come and see us. There's a prospectus that you can pick up on the Open Evening as well. Again, that gives you a sort of that overall flavour of what we are as a school, and it's something to refer back to. But hopefully this video does that for you as well. You can go back to bits that I've talked about, sort of break them down a little bit, and double check that they align with what you would like for your child. Okay, we're very proud, certainly not arrogant, very proud and confident of what we do, and it's coming to fruition. The faith, the culture and the learning, when all of that comes together, it makes this such a wonderful place to be here at St Francis of Assisi. So again, thank you for taking the time to listen to me. I will of course be here on Open Evening, as will all of the staff, all of the senior team. So if there's any questions or queries or challenges, I'll be stood right at the front of the school, very happy to talk through anything at all about what we do here at St Francis. And if there's sort of individual questions where there's somebody a greater expert than me, our special educational needs coordinator, our different teams around safeguarding, welfare, they're all here on that night. So there's experts across the whole school. Thank you so much. God bless.